Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Freedom March. I'm Lehman Miller. You're listening to us on channel 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, that's over on cable, channel 112, that's on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios over there on Facebook. But wherever you are choosing to listen, I want to say thank you so much for listening to us. And while on this very rainy Wednesday, you could be doing any other thing, we are so delighted that you've chosen to do this thing. As often, I'm joined in studio by the spiritual advisor. He's spiritual advisor extraordinary and plenipotentiary. He's the spiritual advisor for the whole Bahamas these days. I'm told Bradley Roll. Once again, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here. Good to be here. Yeah, indeed.
I see you brought the rain with you, Bradley.
You know, we need it.
Yeah,
man.
You remember the song?
We need the rain.
Send down the rain.
Send down the Holy Ghost rain.
Send down the Holy Ghost rain.
Days, way back
We
in the
need
day.
the rain. We need the
We
rain.
need the Holy Ghost rain.
You know why?
I'm trying to figure it out.
There's power in the rain. Power in the rain. Power in
Yeah, you know I grew up in the Church of God, right?
Bradley, and you know that's why sometimes I believe you saved because
I grew up in the Church of God.
because you know the Church of God fellas was a little more saver than all the other fellas. We certainly was more saver than the Baptist them, right?
We attended church
Yeah.
more than others, to be honest.
Because we was more safe, right? Right?
I think we had to. We didn't have a choice, actually.
You remember they used to say some through the fire and some through the flood.
Yeah.
Some through the water, but all through the blood. You remember that?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, man. You gotta go to the Church of God.
Yeah, I
these
grew up in
times
the
and
Church of God. Had some very, very good times as a young man growing up in the Church of God auditorium on Fowler Street.
things. Okay.
When you cross from Camp Road, cross Shady Street on Fowler Street.
Yeah.
It's that building.
We used to have concerts there back in the
Really?
day. You remember that? You remember they used to have the
Yeah,
concerts
as a
there?
matter of fact, the gospel visionaries. I met for the very first time deceased Miles Monroe.
Yeah.
Miles Monroe, sorry.
Yeah. But you
met
know,
him.
there was a joke. There was a joke because I will tell you this. My father sang with a group called the Golden Light Gospel Singers. If one of you all can remember the Golden Light Gospel Singers, I'll tell you who was there. Roy Burrows was there. Ali Pritchett was there. My daddy was on drums. Barry Roll was on bass and solo. And then Isaac was there. Isaac was the lead guitar player. I don't remember quite who played the piano, but I know Roy was the lead singer. Anyway, don't move. You hear the jingle. Freedom March. I'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through that break. I'm Levan Miller. Bradley Roll is here again with me in studio. And if Bradley Roll is here, then you must know that that must mean that we have Holy Scripture. So, Bradley, tell us, what does the Holy Scripture have to say to us today?
Today I think we had a good little discussion today. Producer, 1 Peter chapter 3. But before the producer does that, let me ask a question. If you were to choose a wife, would you choose a woman that has outer beauty or inner beauty? Or would you take two of them if you're lucky?
If I chose a wife, would I pick outer beauty or inner beauty?
Yeah, what you prefer? Because if you reverse the question, I know you're thinking, if you reverse the question and you ask the average female today, if you're going to choose a man, you choose a man with looks or with money?
They may be like Laura. You know that joke?
Well,
Laura say, Smokey say, Laura, tell me what he got.
Tell me what is that?
What he got that I ain't got.
Yeah.
And what Laura say?
It must be money, money. But no, this is a serious thing, because, I mean, when you look at relationships today, you ask yourself, where's the emphasis placed on when you're choosing a mate from both sides, male and female? And so you ask men, if you were to choose a mate to date and marry, are you looking for outer beauty or inner beauty? Producer, if you're going to choose a mate, a female, you prefer outer beauty or inner beauty? 60-40.
Well,
What's the 60?
I think...
Yeah. I
don't know, because, you know, she has to deal with the entire society around her. Now that I'm thinking about it, right? I would take the 60-40, but I would really take the 60 on the outer beauty. And because it affects so many other things, essay. First and foremost, I want a bunch of ugly children. And psychology suggests that one of the things that humans are most concerned about is, or animals rather, most concerned about is their existence into the future. And the only way to exist into the future is to do what?
You gotta reproduce.
Is to procreate, right?
Yeah.
And there's actually some people from schools of thought that will suggest this, that the reason you are so adamant about protecting the life of your child has more to do with your own desire to exist into the future than it actually has to do with the life of the child. There are some psychologists that argue that. So when you run in the front of the car to save the child's life, it isn't because you care about him so much and you love him so much. It is because your brain, your mind has calculated that life expectancy considered, your child has a better possibility of existing into the future. And so your present self will sacrifice itself to save your future self.
Definitely.
You can see how that makes sense in psychology?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And
so she's responsible for 60% of that. I don't want children that are going to... Let's not pretend that funny-looking people have a funny time getting along around here, right? It is
but
why...
Then why do we do that, though?
Because funny-looking people are funny-looking.
Yeah, but guess what, Levan? You must recognize that you had absolutely no hand in the way you look now.
Agreed. But can I tell you something?
You had no hand in that.
I want to tell you something.
You were actually dealt that hand by your parents.
Agreed. And I want to tell you
So people should not try to look down or disparage you because the way you look. So now, you had nothing to do with that.
So now I want to make a statement and then tell you something. So the statement is, this is why some two people don't have no business having children together. You look at that woman good. You look in her eye. And you say to yourself, you think me and this woman should be making baby together?
That's what people do?
You better do it. Because unless your answer is emphatically yes, then I want to implore you, my brother, to don't bother with too much of that.
I'm wondering, so there's nothing, is there anything morally wrong with deciding to have good looking, because I know some black women who say, listen, I'm going to marry a white man with green eyes.
No, but see, that's because those are the women that have bought into the folly that somehow a white man is a deuce of spades. And so what these black women will do is that they will go and marry a white hobo, right? Because somehow white just mean right, and I can't understand that. And white also don't mean unattractive, because I'll tell you one thing. If you think a black person could be ugly, you wait till you see a white unattractive person.
Really?
Listen, if you unattractive when you light skinned, my friend, man, listen to me. If you was not light skinned, then you would have a problem.
So let me ask a question. You have issues with albinos?
No, but albino people can be black people. Albinism
they're
is
always
a skin
black, eh?
pigmentation issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is, the other thing that I want to advise you of, and this is for all of y'all out there. Y'all ready? Y'all listening? If your mommy have 3 daughters, you following me? If you are listening to this show, whether by TV or by radio, I want to advise you of this now. If your mommy have 3 daughters, one of y'all is the awkward, unattractive one. No one ever wants to tell you all that. But even though you all share very similar features, do you realize that the arrangement of those features can drastically alter the level of attractiveness of the face? I went to school with at least 2 sets of children where there were 3 daughters in the lineup. And I want to tell you, one of the sisters looked like Heaven's Jubilee. The next one looked like Heaven No. All right? And so if you have 2 sisters, I want you to line them up, and you and your 2 sisters stand up, and you all collectively agree today which of you will be the unattractive one. Because one of y'all unattractive.
So
Now tell us what the Bible says.
here's what the scripture says. This
Okay.
is very interesting. Here's what the Apostle Peter is writing to wives.
Mm-hmm.
1 Peter chapter 3, I think it's 1 through 7. Producer, you have that? Here's what is interesting. He says, wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives, when they see the purity and reverence of your lives. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold, jewelry, or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. For this is the way the holy women of the past who put their hope in God used to adorn themselves. They submitted themselves to their own husbands, like Sarah, who obeyed Abraham and called him her Lord. You are the daughters if you do what is right and do not give away to fear. I think that's it. Is that it for those? Yeah. So you can see how the Apostle Peter is telling the Christian women. I think we could apply it outside of Christianity at times, but he's telling them, listen, you don't focus on the outer adornment. And today we got the long eyelashes, we got the fancy hairstyles, the long braided hair, the makeup, the jewelry, and all this stuff. Rather, you should concentrate on that inner being, that inner person. And that's why I asked the question, that if men today are going to choose mates to be wives, women to be wives, what are you looking for?
But what if that inner
Inner or outer?
What if that inner adornment spiritual advisor, and indulge me, do you know when the Bible speaks about the mind of a man, or the mind of, when the Bible speaks about, they're not talking about your brain. They're talking about that thing that gives you
the spirit, the thinking, the emotions,
intuition.
Of the person.
Right. So what if the fairness, put the scripture back up so I could make sure I quote it correctly, because I hear I got preachers that's be listening now, so I got to make sure I get the text them right. Right? Wives in the same way, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives. When they see the purity, this is the word here, and the reverence of your life, right? And I believe that the word reverence and purity there is womanliness.
Yeah, the purity.
When they see the femininity, your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and wearing of gold and jewelry, because that is superficial stuff.
Yeah.
But when you want to invoke, enact, engage favor from this man, you know, I tell people all the time, I can't stand a womanish woman.
Explain that.
I don't like womanishness. I don't like sass.
Okay.
I love, watch this, womanliness though.
Okay. It's a behavior.
And so even if I was a blind man, the aura of a woman should tell me that she's standing in my presence. And when she pull up the fragrance...
And how does she do that?
By exuding, what the thing is, the reverence.
Okay.
That is an aura. You ever had a woman look in your eye and you just feel like giving her anything in the world she asks you for?
Yeah.
That is that same thing right there. We're not talking about the actual action. We're talking about something that permeates. That is the word. Something that permeates you, that overwhelms the mind of a man. That is your womanliness. And no amount of jewelry and whatever else the scripture talks about could outdo that.
Right.
So learn how to adorn yourself, fine, because that'll get me across the room.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being adorned.
You click on the woman, my brother. See, the power of a woman is something that no man should be able to escape. That is how come women have been so successful in the taking down of so many powerful men all through the Bible. Delilah almost killed Samson 3 times. You realize that? Mm. But it was them same 2 words. It was the womanliness. Come, Samson, lay your head in my lap. Let me stroke your hair. Don't worry that the Philistines try to kill you them 2 at a time. Don't my lap feel soft? And if you even go back, let's not go to the Bible. I think it's Julius Caesar that says something about, I will live in thine arms and I will do what? I will die in thy lap. Because there is a well of goodness that dwells in the lap of a woman. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it is that, give me the 2 words again. Why I keep forgetting it? The reverence and the what?
Adornment.
You going too far.
Purity.
Purity. It is the, oh my God, I cannot believe.
We'll have to look up this word, purity.
We have to get the Greek translation.
Yeah, to see exactly what the word means.
But if you read the text, just in English, right? I leave the Greek to the scholars.
Yeah.
If you read the text in the English, you understand those 2 words the same way you understand the mind of a man.
Right, so it refers back to the first, but it is the first voice. And what is happening here is Peter saying, listen, there could be a situation where you have a husband who's not a Christian.
Right.
But the wife is a Christian. The wife could actually win the husband over. She doesn't have to.
With her womanliness.
Right.
So don't come and say, well, I tell you one thing. My pastor say that in this house, we just keep the Sabbath. And we just keep it. And if you don't eat here by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, you don't need that.
But I tell you one thing. You must see going to live you right by your
push
pastor.
Him. Yeah, that's going to push him away.
And matter of fact, you call your pastor now and tell him come for you. But if you say, baby, come on. We work every day. You go out and you have a jolly with the boys every day. I think 7 o'clock Saturday, you should come home and let's play Sabbath. Now I know you went into keeping no Sabbath, so we ain't gonna call it Sabbath. But let's play Sabbath for half the time until you get used to doing all the time. And then, you know what you do, Bradley? You look up at him. Because when you look at him with those eyes, and you unlock the aura of your femininity, my friend.
You may just capture him, eh?
He can't say no. He can't say no. And when he thinks about the softness of the woman, that is what the word reverence there means. When he thinks of, have you ever seen people?
Well, reverence means a submission kind of thing.
A state of submission.
Yeah, yeah.
And and soft people, hard people can't submit.
No, well, they could.
Hardness
They
is,
have to learn it.
reverence is a posture of softness.
Yeah.
And when you see the softness of this woman, she put on the thing you like to smell the most. And she put her hair in the ponytail because she know that it's let you see her whole face. And when she look at you with the blue white eye, you ever see woman eye turn blue way it's so white?
No, I never experienced that.
I mean, her eye so white, it is almost like a crystal. And she say, baby, I still need that thing I talked to you about. Probably ready to knock down Sharon in the road to go get that for her. But what we have replaced that with, right, is this, and I feel my Church of God coming, you know. What we have replaced that with is this generation of, watch this, strong, black, independent woman. And let me tell you what can happen.
Intellectual.
No. When you go to all these 60-year-old birthday party with these women who you can't find a man nowhere near them with a metal detector, you still can't find no man in this room.
What caused that?
It's because they're using words like purity and reverence in their demeanor and their deportment. They all of them and their lonely, miserable cat having friends come here to the birthday party she throw for herself to stand up on this microphone, and they ain't got no man to go home to.
But they can tell you it's a bunch of no good man out there. That's
why there's a part of the Lonely Woman Brigade. And all they can do is stand up on this mic and say, y'all let Sheila May stand up. Look at her. 60 well. 60 and fabulous, honey. And I want to say that I've known Sheila May for 37 years. And since the time I knew Sheila May, she has always been a strong, black, independent woman. And that, my friend, is a cuss word if you are a woman.
Because I think there was an artist that made this song that says, no matter how independent you are, you still need a man. Well, I think they call it one song.
Well, whether you believe the artist or not, right? Here is how I like to do things. I like things in the simplicity of its creation. Foot make the go in socks, yes? Foot with socks make the go in shoe, yes? Sound like them things was made for one another.
Indeed.
Man was made to go in where?
Woman.
Well, then I rest the case, Your Honor.
Do you prefer outer beauty?
The defense rest.
Outer beauty or inner beauty? It's interesting, eh?
And as a matter of fact, if she get good enough at this outer beauty, I may go in there for some inner beauty, and who knows what kind of beautiful splendor I will find on the inside there. And when we come back outside, she can have anything she wants. Don't move. Freedom March is coming right back after the break. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us to the break. I'm Levan Miller. My brother, you know, sometimes you really discuss my church of God bubble up inside me, you know.
Yeah, there's some very interesting discussions to have.
The word woman and strong, the word woman and independent really don't belong in this. I use a gladiator. Why you need to be strong? Or you want to go audition for
I mean, sometimes I wonder if our society has dictated that for women today, because there are a lot of them out there who...
It's because they've been deceived. They have been deceived.
This is possibly true.
You so strong, man can't find nothing to do around you. The reason man don't want to take care of you is because he can't tell the difference between you and Lex Luger. You like Big Van Vader. He don't know what to do with your big, strong, independent self.
And what is interesting is I think a lot of women forget that what really happened in the creation is that the woman was made for the man. God recognized that, listen, it is not good for this creation I've made. It's not good for man to be alone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fix him up.
Indeed.
I'm going to give him something that's going to keep him focused. Give him something.
I give him something better than I give all the other animals.
Yeah. So the woman was actually made for the man, which is interesting.
Yeah.
The woman was made for the man.
Yeah. That's why man fit inside woman so perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah. What else can fit in there perfect like that other than man?
Yeah. So God created the man, and then he put the man to sleep.
And he makes something for man to fit into.
Right. Created the woman, so man went into the woman.
Right.
And that is where man has been coming from ever since.
Yeah.
Man
So
goes
God
into the
live in
woman,
man and man.
Yep.
All right.
So it's interesting.
All right, let's see what's going on. In and around town, all sorts of things are happening. We talked about social normalities. I feel led of the spirit to continue down the trajectory of social normality, spiritual advisor. And so I want to talk about several things around, yeah? And I want to see whether or not the Bahamas is going to decide that it wants to develop into a sophisticated society, or whether or not it wants to stay as a fishing village, right? I note that there are some claims by people in the media space that the PLP has been underwhelming at best. And the truth is, I'm not sure exactly how do we calculate that. Because Bahamians, depending on their levels in the socio-stratosphere or in the socio-atmosphere, exist at different levels. And so something interesting came across my desk yesterday. I saw a picture of Jomo Campbell at about 9:30 p.m. You know Jomo?
Where was he?
I asked you a question.
Yeah, that's the member of Parliament for Sanibel, right?
Jomo.
Yeah, Jomo
And how
Campbell.
you know Jomo?
Well, I met him after the PLP won.
You didn't know him before that?
No.
What have you found out about him since he's been the member of Parliament?
Well, I mean, the people in Sanibel, like when I go to Sanibel Food Store, they praise him. They say some good things about him as an MP. They like him as an MP. And they think he's performing.
And what do we know about Jomo here on Freedom March?
What do we know about Jomo? Let me think. You're not describing him as some washing detergent.
So what is this? What do we know about Jomo?
He's like Omo?
Jomo is like Omo. And so...
Omo ain't around no more, eh?
What you mean?
Omo still exists?
Man, until Christ come.
Really?
Listen, for as long as the earth remain, there will be Omo. So here you see, Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Jomo Campbell, last evening in his community, clearing a tree from a walkway that I'm told obstructs some children's ability to get to school. And, I think several things about it, right? Yay, Jomo cut the tree down. But what if Jomo used to tell his wife things like, baby, I don't cut no tree. You think Jomo ain't have no tree in his yard?
I'm sure he does.
You think Jomo just cut the tree in Jomo yard?
He might do it for an exercise thing, he as an exercise.
Look at Jomo. Jomo look like he's exercise.
He's not fat.
He don't look exercisey to me.
I don't know, some men.
But let's just say, for fun,
As an
that Jomo
exercise,
tell his wife just last week, baby, she probably say, darling, could you please cut them off that coconut tree? Jomo going right there tell his wife, baby, I don't cut no coconut. I don't cut tree and things like that. I's a lawyer. You marry a lawyer. I don't cut tree. If you want someone to cut the tree, get the fella to cut the tree, I can pay the bill. Right? So here we have people that we elect to public office. And then we ask them to do these tasks that I'm not really sure how you measure whether or not it makes them a good representative or a bad representative. Because my question is, whose tree is this?
What's this location?
This is somewhere around the Centerville Primary School.
All right,
Right?
so...
But did Jomo plant this tree?
No.
Why is this tree the member of parliament's responsibility?
So this tree is, looks like this is an alley, look like?
It's a walkway that the children, let me see if I can find the caption for it, since you insist that I figure out exactly what was going on. So it says here, the caption says, what does the caption say? Columbus Primary. Earlier today, the residents reported a broken tree blocking the pathway frequently used by students and parents of the Columbus Primary School. The Honorable Jomo Campbell of Centerville went to ensure that it was addressed within the 24-hour period that it was reported. And my only thing is, when we elect lawyers, when we elect doctors, when we elect, who else we elect in funeral directors like Dennerly Penn and them, right? You really think as a lawyer, the reason I run for public office was to come cut down a tree from out of our alley?
I think what needs to happen is when people are vying for office, when they run these constituencies, I think they should basically tell the constituents what, and I guess it's both sides, what they expect from the constituent, and the constituent then tells the MP what they expect from you.
But why would constituents be expecting that? Why would my constituents reasonably expect that I would leave my ministry where I was at work all day, where I probably sat in 7 hours of meeting today, where I probably have emails backed up out the wazoo waiting on me to respond to them, where I have any number of documents that I had to read for understanding and execute today, where I also have to now possibly go home after working my 7 hours and strategize a ministerial direction. I also have to consider all of the social things that I'm doing in my community to ensure that, you know, the children have access to schools that are open and roads that are paved, and I'm doing all of that as a member. But what y'all call me about this tree to do?
Well, that tree trimming, if it's inside the schoolyard, comes under the Ministry of Education.
It ain't in the schoolyard. It looked like it fall off the vacant lot towards the school.
Okay.
All I'm saying, though, is
well, it's a part
someone
of
couldn't come. Here's the question. The people who just walk to the school, none of their daddy got no cutlass to come cut this tree out the way? As a community initiative, no one in the community where these children go to school want the tree moved bad enough to send couple fellas out there with a cutlass or whatever they just use to cut this. We need to call the member of parliament for this?
That's the mindset.
And so my question is, when people in the public domain say things like the Progressive Liberal Party is underwhelming, the question becomes, see, I just told you yesterday that I'm not going to let OB yak hocus pocus comments out of the air. See, when you state these things, even as your opinion, you have to at least tell me, what did you base your opinion on? And if you are basing your opinion on some grandeur plan that you have in your mind, the question then becomes, is that what the electorate anticipates from their persons that they have elected? Because if the member, think about this. Imagine Jomo out there strategizing food security and the nationalizing of all scale fish in the Bahamas. Let's just say, right? Let's just say Jomo Campbell out there rebranding the Golden Yoke 2.0 so that we ain't got to buy no bunch of chicken. We could give every Bahamian 10 chicken and build them a coop onto their house as long as the property in their name, and provide them the feed for 7 months so that all households owned by Bahamians could generate eggs and there'll be no need to purchase eggs because they could just have community share it. Let's just say Jomo was working on that. Would he be considered a failure because he didn't come to cut this tree down from through an alleyway?
It all depends on who you're asking.
And that is my point. So when you say that the administration is underwhelming, my question to you is underwhelming who? Now, seriously, because to the people that won this tree move, I imagine that he's a hero and that this was a Herculean effort. And I I grit my teeth when I think about what this must cost in his personal life, because now he can't tell his wife he don't cut down no tree, because he got a big picture of him brandish on the TV in the tree cutting exercise.
What was the problem? What the tree's creating an issue?
The children can't pass it to go to school, so they had to walk the long way.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is a part of his constituency, and if you don't have that constituency effort where people are concerned about what's going on and make an effort to do it, then they call the MP.
I do think that there are some things that we could shift. Some very small things that if we did them, they would make the quality of life for Bahamians better. They eclipse cutting a tree, but they aren't very big things. You want to talk about some of those things?
Okay.
That would adjust the social norms a little bit, in my view, and would shape a society that no one coming behind this administration would be able to say it wasn't a mandate of the administration. Take me to the TikTok video with the jumping up and prancing school children, right? This is the thing, first thing, because you all laughed at it. We are now viral in the world. People are beginning to question and laugh how serious we are about the school uniforms. But when I say school uniforms should go away, you all wanted to dip me in tar and feather, right? So let's see what's happening in the TikTok world with regards to our school children.
Bahamians are taking over TikTok right now. This is Bahamian TikTok, okay? Y'all are running TikTok right now. All I am hearing is a buckshot time and a buckshot time, buckshot time and a buckshot time.
We give me a buckshot time, buckshot time, girl, a buckshot time, buckshot time, girl, a buckshot time. This is not talk show, this is action time. So turn back quick.
Y'all just made RDX 25% more richer than they already are, okay? But I do have some questions though. So I made a video the other day and I said the Caribbean is very strict with uniform policies, and some people were arguing and they were saying not really Bahamas, and some people are saying yeah, the Bahamas is strict. But all I'm seeing on my FYP are the kids in Bahamas going to school with goals in their mouth, big ass necklace, goals and necklaces and lace fronts and all type of stuff, dancing to that buckshot time and a buckshot time song. All I'm seeing is that. So is the Bahamas less strict with uniform policy? I'm just a little curious, because in Jamaica that would not fly. This is the goal.
And so my question is, are we going to continue to pretend like this uniform thing is serving any real purpose? The principal at Doris Johnson, he out there, he crying. They almost got to go mop up the tears off the ground, because he want you all to stop letting your children get tattooed. And watch this, because you know they have uniforms. He now wants the children to put on a sleeve as if that's a part of the uniform. The sleeve is non-uniform. So if we have to make these kind of alterations, right, why do we simply not just let the children come to school in ordinary clothes?
I don't know. It could be a reason.
Putting them in an expensive uniform that they can't wear nowhere else ain't reducing the fashion show they having going on. So much so that you all have become a TikTok sensation. We have the form of order, but we are certainly denying the power thereof. You all are TikTok famous, right? But you all say just keeping the children in a straight line. Them children look like they in any straight line to you all? That boy got on one chain around his neck. They thought he was a boat anchor. If he fall overboard with that on, he can't not drown.
I don't know how many people would agree not to allow kids to wear uniform. I think most people want.
I think that
kids
is
to
a
wear-
social fallacy that you all have not done away with. You want to hear
It's
another
been
one?
around for a long time.
Man, if you pump fecal matter into your cesspit for 30 years without pumping it, and one day the cesspit overflow, do you think liquid gold is going to
But
come out of there?
is it time now for children not to wear uniform?
I think the time has come. And because you did something for 40 years or 30 years, don't mean that it wasn't fecal matter. If you pump fecal matter into the cesspit, 30 years, 130 years, whenever you open the cesspit, what do you anticipate to find in
I
there?
don't know.
What do you not know?
It's the argument.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Well, let's go to the easier one. I think they should also adjust the school times.
What do you mean?
I think that they should let school children go to school from 9 to 2, right? Give them 2 breaks. Take that silly lunch break out there. Because what they do for lunch? Other than
They
get in
have to
trouble
eat.
and go
They have to
gamble in the
eat.
bathroom. So you give them 2 15-minute breaks.
They have to eat.
Give them 2 15-minute breaks. Let me tell you why. Do you know that the world is moving towards a shorter work week?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Do you also know that that would then mean that the hour mandated lunch that everybody has had the world over will eventually disappear? So if that is the direction the world is moving in, why aren't we shaping the minds of the world dwellers of tomorrow into the direction that the world is moving? And in this very liberal world where a man could think he's a goat, a sheep, a woman, or a kitten, I don't understand how putting them in a uniform, keeping them in any line. You come on Freedom March every day and you behave in a certain manner. They ain't have you no uniform out there.
But,
So
I mean,
what is it about the
yeah,
uniform that constrains the
I've been
mind?
past the uniform thing. But
How? By what metric?
Those kids think differently from like
You see them children, you see the children with the box short time and the box short time. They look like they care anything about a uniform to you?
Well, their behavior, I mean, is something that has to be dealt with, no doubt. But
they're not doing anything wrong. I'm just saying that this is how we like to put lipstick on a pig. And we are pretending like putting children in a uniform is somehow curbing their behavior. And TikTok has proven to us that that is a fallacy.
Okay, so if you take away uniforms from the schools and allow them to wear their own clothes, what does that do for them?
Certainly, it allows the parents to save the money because uniform is single-purpose use clothing, right?
That doesn't allow parents to save no money because they now have to buy clothes, different
Probably
clothes almost every day.
You would have to buy,
for them
you would
to
have
wear.
to buy clothes for the children in any
Because
event.
number one, it's going to put a lot of pressure on those kids. A lot of pressure going to be placed on those
This
kids.
argument makes no sense
I'm
at all.
telling you, because what happens now when they decide
So let
to
me
wear
ask
the
you a
same
question.
pants,
So when the
wear the
children-
same jeans for the full week,
You could wear
And
one
then-
jeans for 2 weeks.
and then the children
You
be
could
saying,
wear a single jeans
"How
pants,
come
Bradley, for 2 weeks.
You had this jeans on all week.
Bradley, you wear this jeans yesterday.
No, I had a black jeans on.
When you
yesterday.
wear this Monday, I just see this
Yeah.
blue jeans.
Yeah.
I ain't laughing at you for wearing this jeans twice
see,
in
now
1
you
week.
thinking differently from the rest of the kids.
I'm saying to you, it's a jeans. Do you know how difficult it is to identify a jeans?
Not necessarily. You can identify it.
Oh boy. Okay, let's use it.
Let me tell you what this is in school, right? Mm-hmm. We had an English teacher. Mm-hmm. English or science, Mr. Darling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we used to do?
Tell me.
Because we saw, or we recognized where he used to wear the same one pants for almost like 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we was thinking he probably just liked the color.
Right.
And just bought.
Might have been his favorite pants.
So what we used to do is we used to distract him. Maybe he's at the board, and we said, Mr. Darling, we don't understand something. And one of us may walk up to him, and then we get like a little marker and put a little mark on his pants to see if he'll wear that same pants the next.
God wasn't safe. That's what was wrong with yours.
And it happened where he wore the same pants for 2 weeks.
Right.
Now you see what that does, right?
Yeah, but all you had to do is don't put a marker on the man pants, and y'all would never have known that. But all I'm saying to you, okay, so let's go to
You
something.
figure it out.
Let's go to something easier. I think they should adjust the school times. I feel like work should become flexi, right? So I feel like if you are going to work in the Bahamas, work should begin at 10, school should begin at 9, work should still come out at 5. We could do away with the silly 1 hour for lunch, give people 2 15-hour breaks, and then, because the 1 hour lunch is only a suggestion anyhow. When I see these gals come waddling back from lunch, do you know the set who talking about they've been to the gym this morning and then come back with the seafood fettuccine and the Diet Coke to go with it, and I see them come waddling. You know, they just waddle like this. You ever see baby woman waddle? You never see them waddle?
Well, I mean...
Go to any government office. When you go to the government office, they just come back waddling like this with their lunch, right? So when they come back waddling with these lunch in their hand, because you know, whew, girl, I woke up so hard this morning, I deserve this. That's the number one female lie. You could do anything you want to do as a woman, as long as you tell yourself, I deserve this.
Well, yeah, she's soon the conscience there.
I deserve this. So now, they come back from the 1 hour lunch 1 hour later, right? And then guess what they do? They take 20 minutes to eat the lunch. So do they in fact have 1 hour for lunch, or is it a fallacy?
No, okay.
God help you if the gossip
Yeah.
in the corridor hot.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I'm saying, let's do away with the lunch. Start work at 10, end it at 5, start school at 9, end it at 2. That way, people that have to do those little in the middle of the day, go into the shop and things like that, right? They ain't have to worry about being caught up in school traffic. People like me that ain't got no school run to do in the morning times and just want to try, you know, have a job, I guess. I don't have to come out of my house till 9 o'clock. But if you have to drop your children to school, you could leave out 8 o'clock so that there'll be less people on the road because I ain't coming outside till 9:30. You see what I'm saying? Like, there are so many little ways that we could fix this society to blend in or bend toward the social norms. And I would say this, you know. I would say this. I laugh sometimes when I think about the men of power that I had an opportunity to be around who simply heard my voice as clangling, right? So when I thought about this, I couldn't help it. One person came to my mind. Do you know who that was?
Go ahead.
Former commander of the Defense Force, Roderick Bowe. Do you know that there was a time that I was a part of his security detail?
No, I didn't know that.
I know you don't know that. I was a lean, mean, high-speed, low-drag run and gun. You don't know that about me?
No.
Anyway, so we would go, and he used to do this thing. I will commend him for this. No one could say that Roderick Bowe was an out-of-shape commander. I will tell you that right now. Roderick Bowe did 9 miles every day.
What's that, running or jogging?
Depends on what he felt like. He's the commander, so if the
walking.
commander runs, you run. If the commander walks, you walk. Just know that we doing 9 miles of it, right? And I remember, I've been out of service now 11 years. So we've had 2 Commodores since him, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember 2 Commodores ago, somewhere around, this may have been 17 years ago.
Who was after Roderick Bowe?
Who was after Roderick Bowe? Tellis Bethel.
Okay.
Now Tellis Bethel was playing dress up for about 6 years or 4 years or something like that.
Okay.
As captain of captains.
after Tellis
and then they
was-
made him Commodore. And then Mr. King.
King.
Dr.
Raymond
King.
Okay.
All right? But anyway, Roderick Bowe was a very in-shape Commodore, ran 9 miles or walked 9 miles every day. But when I said to Roderick Bowe 17 years ago, fun fact, I said, sir, you know, I'm doing some research on some sociology studies that are suggesting that the best way to heighten optimism, or what's the word I'm looking for? To get optimum resources or results from the workforce, you ought to consider reducing the work week. We were in the gym at Coral Harbor, and I remember that the Commander of Defense Force shooed me away. He said, I'll never forget this, and he said, they just say these things out loud because they know my ear is close. I'll never forget this. And I look at it, and I'm not holding this as a grudge. I'm just smiling at the places that my voice has had an opportunity to be, and it really wasn't heard. And it's funny because I look now and I said, I wonder what his legacy would be if maybe 17 years ago he had actually proposed this, since I think ChatGPT is saying something like 45% of all major governments around the world are now looking towards the reduction of the work week. Isn't that fantastic?
That's interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
And Britain, put up the graphic with the work week thing so they could see that I'm making this up. And Britain, because I'm trying to find the clip.
The United
Britain,
States is trying to do it too.
Dutch is doing it. The United States is doing it, I think in their manufacturing companies. And Britain, the British Prime Minister, is saying that this isn't something that might happen. This is something that will happen, and that he's trying to get it done within the next 4 years.
All right, so you send a message to the Bahamas government?
I'm sending a message to the whole Bahamas, the government my foot. I want all Bahamians to begin to demand a shorter work week. As a matter of fact, in my last incarnation, I used to try play like I don't know what the labor laws say, right? And I used to try to see if I could twist people's schedule in such a way that I could give them 3 days off a week or 4 days off a week. Sometimes it worked, and then sometimes they clip my wings. But I'll tell you this.
Wait, this can turn the society into lazy people.
No, there is no... There is... Your
Imagine
boss
only
has...
4 days off? and
Unless
only-
you
only
are
working
on
3 hours.
TV, your boss has no reason for you to come to work for 5 days. Unless you are on TV, there's no need for you to be to work 5 days a week. So I think we ought to adjust the work schedule, because what's crazy is if everyone working 9 to 5, that's why the traffic on the weekends is so horrible, because all the 9 to 5 people are trying to access services now. I have to duck work to go do government services. You follow me?
But the weekend traffic is not as bad as the weekday traffic.
You must have a helicopter, that's why.
No, it's not.
You
as
probably
bad.
have a helicopter.
No, it's not. It's not. But listen, I like this text from C. Allen Johnson. Here's
Sure.
what he says. The poor kids will be attacked for not being able to keep up with the fashion sense. Now competition will happen for dressing, and people will feel embarrassed because they have to wear limited clothes selection.
Ask C. Allen Johnson how many people teased him when he was in school.
Around the world, advanced economies are expanding school hours instead of reducing them. They are also incorporating reform educational methods. You cannot adopt what you see without
Some
understanding
people are
the full
socially
process.
awkward and being teased for that. What are we trying to do? Stop teasing? That will never stop. It's a behavior of children.
But I like his point on this matter of this.
I think it's moot. I think it's moot
about
and
the
myopic.
uniform. It is true though.
I think it is myopic.
It
I don't
will
think
happen.
I don't think that is true at all.
I can guarantee if they allow kids to wear their own school, their
And
own
if they
clothes to
don't,
school,
children will
it
just find
happen.
something else to tease one another about. Okay,
Really?
let's move on to something easier. You ready?
Yeah, we're going to the break soon. Go ahead.
But we ain't there yet. I think we ought to make the driver's license 5 years and 10 years. I think you ought to have your first driver's license. That ought to be 1 year. No one ought to be able to get their first driver's license for more than 1 year. But once you've passed the 5-year mark with your driver's license, there's no reason on God earth I need to stand up on a line every 3 years or 1 year to renew this thing. Plus, the government could get larger sums of money from me. I would actually pay for the convenience of only having it once every 10 years. My passport only is coming every 10 years. We'll be back after this break. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM. On channel 224, that's on cable. Channel 112, that's over on Flow. And yes, ILTV Studios over there on Facebook. As often, Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor, extraordinary and plenipotentiary. He's with me in studio. Bradley, again, thank you so much for being here on Freedom March. You want to take us to the break? I mean, to the...
Yeah,
why do I keep
yeah,
calling them breaks? To the ads.
The ads.
Let's go to the ads.
Carnival and 103.5, The Beat present the Red Cup Special, late night happy hour every Friday at Carnival, Hurricane Hole Marina, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Breathtaking views, $7 drinks, signature cocktails, food specials, jumbo games, giveaways, and the Beat DJs keeping the energy high. Cover is just $25. Pull up and grab a cup and party with us. Brought to you by Caribbean Wines and Spirits. Drink responsibly. It's a September to remember at Cornet, Bahama, so get 30% off all windows and doors all month long. Freeport, Nassau, Abercrombie, Luther, we carry Hurricane Impact sliding and impact casement windows, PVC windows, as well as casement doors, sliding doors, and PVC doors. If you're upgrading for style or preparing for hurricane season, take advantage of our biggest savings of the season only at Cornet Bahamas. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, and deliver. Thank you, producer.
Yep. And so, Bradley,
Birthdays.
like I said, you want to do the birthdays?
Yeah, let's
Let's go to the birthdays.
All right, let's do this quickly. Let's see. Skylar, happy birthday to the Princess Skylar Nottage from your mom and your dad, all your brothers and sisters, and your godfather. Is that Cam, the Comfort? Okay, Cam, the Comfort. All right, happy birthday, Skylar. Lauren Roll, we'd like to send birthday greetings to Lauren Roll, who's celebrating her 6th birthday today. Greetings coming from her parents, Lorenzo and Jewel, Grammy, Patricia, brothers, Ahmad and Latrell, aunts, uncles, cousins, godparents, classmates in John's College, and her St. Mary's Church family. Enjoy your day, Lauren. Carrie May Roll, a special happy birthday to Miss Carrie May Roll, coming in from the management and staff of the laundry department at Sandoz Royal Bahamian, especially from her good friend Sharon. Do enjoy your day. Happy birthday goes out to Bishop Neil Ellis. Happy birthday to you, coming in from all your family and friends, and of course, church members. Happy birthday to Bishop Neil Ellis.
Absolutely. I actually want to say his birthday is today.
It is today?
Yeah, and so to His Grace Bishop Neil C. Ellis, the founder of the Mount Tabor Church and the founder of the Global United Fellowship Movement, I want to say happy birthday to him. He's always been such a wonderful person, Bradley, in my encounters with him. And I will say this, I think that he continues to prove why he has always been a leader in the religious sphere or circle. And I do believe that at 65, and I don't feel this way about all 65-year-olds.
You're 65?
Yeah.
Okay.
That means he's eligible for the NIB pension now, right? I do not feel this way about all 65-year-olds, but I think that there is never a time that you get to sit in the presence of one Bishop Neil C. Ellis and you do not leave with something that transforms your mind. And I think that that is a testament to his years of study, and certainly a testament to the enriching of his mind from the God that he's preached about for 36 years. He is a beacon of intuition and innovation, in my view. And I think that unlike many, he has learned to recreate himself in every, not generation, but certainly era that I have witnessed over the course of my 40 years. And I'm so happy to say, and from what I can tell of his work over there in Bimini, that he is now committed himself to with the children of Bimini, I think that his life and his legacy will continue long into the future. which is another thing I do not believe many of his contemporaries can claim as sufficiently. And so to Bishop, where the picture gone?
Oh, what's up?
And so to Bishop Neil Clarence Ellis, His Grace, founder of the Mount Tabor Church and of the Global United Fellowship, founder of the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence, founder of the Neil C. Ellis Ministries International, and now I understand founder of the Neil Ellis Works. I don't know what they're calling themselves now, group. I want to say on my behalf and on behalf of Freedom March, and of course on your behalf, Bradley.
Yeah.
And on behalf of Bradley
happy
Road,
birthday, yeah.
happy birthday.
Indeed.
Yeah, wonderful guy.
All right, don't forget tonight is karaoke night. Every Wednesday, exclusive music and night party. Free house shots for all singers. It's the Fire Trail West Plaza. Happy Hump Day. Are you ready for dollar wings, $3 shots, $5 drinks until 9 p.m. So see you there tonight. Swag Bar and Restaurant. Time to carry your own key. Brought to you by Just Mo and DJ Stutter. So happy hour time, 8 o'clock. 6 to 9 p.m. tonight. All right. Thank you for doing so.
That's it.
Indeed, yeah.
All right, good stuff. And so, Bradley, like we were saying, I will open the phone lines. I think that the driver's license doesn't need to expire every 3 years. We don't do any reclassification. We don't do any recertification. We don't do any anyfication. What is the purpose of my driver's license expiring? And if you charge me, what is it, $50 for 3 years? It's gone to $60 now for 3 years, right?
Yeah, I think it's...
Just let me pay $180 for 10 years. Why your faces get tight every time I say something?
Because guess what? Now, at what age do they stop you from driving?
I don't know. Miss Geraldine Black drove until she was 92 or 3.
So
It
she was
depends.
able to get a doctor's somewhat certificate to say that she is still...
Hubert Ingram's still
sound
driving
mind.
himself and he 80.
But I think most insurance companies, when you reach a certain age,
Yeah.
they want to get some medical...
Bradley, you know how
certificate.
much 10-year periods between 17 when you start
So from
driving?
65 to 75,
Yeah.
75 to 85. Most people, when they reach age 85, they...
Then we'll give you your driver's license. Then we could go back to giving you your driver's license on a year-by-year basis. But think about this. If I only need to renew my passport once every 10 years, why I renewing this driver's license? Y'all ain't asking me to do no extra special, nothing. This is literally wasting my time to stand on the line. I could pay $180 in 2025 and never need to come back here no more until 2035.
Well, I guess it'll be good to find out why the road traffic department decides that the maximum time is 3 years or 5 years. 3 years.
Because that's as far as their mind could think. Their mind can't
I
think
don't
beyond
know.
that.
Remember now, they give us passport for 10 years.
This is my exact point.
You see? So there's a reason behind that.
And you think the passport is a greater or lesser document?
It's a greater document.
And I could have that for 10 years. As a matter of fact,
Something to do with driving, though.
how,
they
Bradley,
decide.
if when you go to get the license, they don't ask you nothing but driving?
So, because in our laws right now, they don't require you
To do another Christ in heaven
You
thing,
don't have to go
other
back
than
in.
stand on the line.
Yeah, so they, yeah.
Y'all ain't do no eye test on me. Y'all ain't do no nothing on me. I just come to stand on the line. And rather than collecting the
Well, maybe
$60...
they can revisit that.
Oh, you'll go with that one.
Well, let me
Oh,
tell
boy.
you what the problem could be. Well, no issue. So it's somebody saying 3 years and $75. I don't know about that. I don't know.
I have another one. You want to hear my other one?
I don't know. Where this person get this information from?
Aye.
3 years is $75.
I know the whisperers be
And
wrong.
5 years is 120.
So anyway, I see that they were saying in social spaces that the PLP is underwhelming. Again, I suspect it depends on who you ask. Let's go to the clip with the Prime Minister, cursing out the leader of the opposition. And I want to say that I agree with the Prime Minister that Michael Pintard, a former cabinet minister in the minister's administration, does not possess the moral high ground to have any conversation about the Alukaya. Neither does any other member of that cabinet that allowed the sale of that, the purchase rather of that hotel at an ungodly amount of money. And if you remember, they didn't even get a napkin out there, I'm advised. The only thing they paid for was the structure. They inherited all of the maintenance. And they said, or they claimed that they did it to protect the jobs. And 70% of the jobs also went missing, right? So we never ever realized the buying for our buck on that horrendous deal. Yes, you with me?
Yeah,
So I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Prime Minister isn't incorrect. And that nobody in that last cabinet shouldn't even speak about that deal in sign language as horrible a deal that they negotiated. But I will also very, 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 very much like to advise the Prime Minister that more than Michael Pintard and his band of merry men will have an opportunity to vote. And 4 years in, Chief, we're going to have to figure out a plan about this Alukaya hotel. And I can tell you all, 4 years ago, stop trying to turn this thing into a hotel. Go see one of Dr. Mongalo them or Dr. whoever, the ones that is make everybody waist small like ants and teeth big like horse. And let's tell them, y'all ain't gonna believe this. We have the best location in the world for you to turn everybody into ants. And when they come and they see this wonderful edifice we have here, we could now turn Freeport, Grand Bahama into the cosmetic surgery capital of the region. Think about this. We will be able to boast that unlike Colombia, unlike Dominican Republic, unlike everywhere else where people just roll their R's, our doctors will be English speaking. You can't beat that. Because plenty of these people, they nipple on upside down and they can't call the doctor back because the doctor don't speak no English. So they don't even know how to tell the doctor nipple upside down because they ain't learned that much Spanish before they go on the trip. But if we have innovation, we could say, scratch this little hotel idea, because do you know what is the difference between a hotel and a hospital?
What's the difference?
The way the wires are hooked up. There is no difference. They are both the same thing. And all you do is you say, we are turning Grand Bahama into a cosmetic surgery mecca. We already have this big building here that will make a wonderful hospital once we refit it. Come and get every concession in the world you all like. And then that way we'll probably be able to convince some millionaires to build one airport that they could manage and make the revenue off and give the government a little something out the deal. But the FNM, Michael Pintard and that bunch, simply do not have the moral high ground to recommend this. But Mr. Prime Minister, I'm gonna let your clip play. I don't want you to get cocky about it because the rest of us are also wondering how much closer to, what is it now, $1 billion are we gonna get with this investment before we are able to turn it around. So let's hear what the Prime Minister had to say.
Listen, man, the FNM had 5 MPs. Yes. First of all, they did a bad deal in the sale of the Grand Lucayan, or buying it, and I'm trying to clean up their mess. What did they do?
Yes, and then that sounds pretty good. It's a wonderful sound bite, and he's absolutely correct. There's absolutely no explanation that anybody over on that other side could offer about the Alukaya. To this day, the Alukaya is still wobbling. We've not put this bird on the ground. The Prime Minister isn't incorrect that it started off as a bad deal caused by a cabinet that Michael Clifton Pintard sat in. So yes, you could say that as it relates to the sale of the Lucaia and the blah, 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 blah in Freeport, the Progressive Liberal Party's performance may be underwhelming. But then yesterday, I see the Ministry of Grand Bahama release this, and this tells an entirely different story.
Ago, Grand Bahama stood shattered, battered by Hurricane Dorian and weighed down by the effects of a global pandemic. 4 years ago, the Bahamian people put their trust in the Davis administration, and in just 4 years, that trust has delivered undeniable progress. So let's break it down. Let's talk results, backed by action, fueled by your trust. When hope was at its lowest, we launched beautiful Grand Bahama, creating nearly 350 jobs and restoring communities from east to west. We built Restoration Village, transforming the lives of displaced individuals and giving them a second chance at stability. After decades of desolation, downtown Freeport became alive again with the opening of Solomon's Downtown and the renovation of the historic Wynn Building. We revived the Farmers Market and renewed the Bahamas Arts and Crafts Center. And what was once just a promise is now a reality. Celebration Key Cruise Port is open. Thousands of visitors now arrive every week, reigniting local commerce, creating jobs, and placing Grand Bahama back on a global stage. We closed the deal on the Grand Lucayan, ending years of uncertainty and opening the door to real, sustainable growth. We signed an agreement for an Afro-Caribbean marketplace set to become a vibrant hub for trade, tourism, cultural exchange, and economic prosperity. And with the Innovate 242 incubator progressing steadily, we're unlocking the future of entrepreneurship and innovation across Grand Bahama Island. Healthcare is expanding with the Freeport Health Campus and Doctors Hospital on track to deliver world-class medical care right here at home. UB North is open, restoring higher education access and reigniting student life on our island. And with Maritime 101, we continue to prepare young minds for the future, shaping Grand Bahama as the home of maritime and logistics. Our reputation as the home of events and entertainment continues to flourish, from the Welcoming Home celebrations to revived festivals, entrepreneurial expos, blood drives, and summer youth employment programs. We are rebuilding not just infrastructure, but spirit. More visitors have flocked to our shores. More investors have sat down at our tables. More eyes are on our island, because the world is finally seeing what we've always known. Grand Bahama is progressing. This is more than recovery. This is transformation. This is the result of vision, leadership, and unwavering belief in Grand Bahama's potential. This is progress. And under this administration, this is only the beginning.
And so, depending on who you ask,
But it's not a reality though in Grand Bahama now though.
what you mean they take picture of all the things they talk about, right?
I understand some of those things. Anyhow, go ahead. Go ahead. Run your game.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, for those of you that have had an opportunity, because I say, let's just turn to Alukaya. You all say you all don't want no Sin City, no problem. We don't have to make it into Sin City. We could just manufacture all the things you need for Sin City, like woman with small waist like ants and big teeth like horse, because that appears to be the new thing on the market. And for those of you that have gone to the little Spanish-speaking doctor, here is how you say that my nipple is on upside down. Producer? What is it? You translate.
What is the
it,
state of affairs right now with our look? I thought the government said they had about
They said that the money was
they
secure.
said they sealed a buyer, right?
Yeah, they said the money was secure.
And now it's not so.
Well, the leader of the opposition is saying that they talk
So
about
why are they
2
looking
tons.
back to 4 years when they should really be concentrating on their own record?
Again, I don't
make no
disagree
sense.
with you. I don't disagree with you. I wouldn't look back to 4 years. While I agree with the Prime Minister that Michael Pintard can't have nothing to say to me, I want him to be aware that Michael Pintard will not be the only person voting. You have my translation? There you have it. You see that right there? You know what that means, spiritual advisor? It means
Submiss in reverse.
my nipple is on upside down.
Oh.
So when you go to the little Spanish-speaking doctor and you look at your nipple them and one look a little funny, here's what you must tell him so that he could square you away and you could come back with a surgery that don't look awkward. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you agreed with the driver's license.
Well, I see a lot of information floating around. Some people saying that it's a possibility you could get your driver's license for 10 years.
Who's getting for that?
They're going to charge you $25 a year for it.
Who is getting for that? If you're renewing the driver's license for 10 years, please let me know. I won't come to road traffic tomorrow.
That's $250 though.
It could have been $280.
Yeah, I guess for 10 years that wouldn't be too bad. Eh?
Okay. Imagine how there would be an interesting uptick in government revenue if we did that. Here's another thing I want them to do away with. You ready, spiritual advisor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do away with telling people that they need to license their car for every year that they ain't been licensed.
Yeah, now that...
Because all you are doing is
agree with that.
encouraging me to break the law and to lie. And we should do away with that as a society because that social norm is folly and we should fix that. So when the controller tell me I must go to a mechanic and get a letter saying that my car was in the shop, what the controller is in essence telling me is to lie.
Not necessarily. There are some vehicles that are off the road right now.
If my car was in the
that need to be
mechanic shop,
repaired.
I would have bring the letter. You know why I ain't bring no letter? My car wasn't in the mechanic shop. But if you'd like for me to go and have my auntie print me out this letter with a signature from my cousin, because I don't even know how you could authenticate this ridiculous letter, then it is a lie. And here is what's interesting. The Road Traffic Act gives any police officer, while in the execution of his duty, the right to inspect any vehicle at any time on a public road. Are you aware of that?
I understand.
And if that is in case the fact, then there should have been no way that I was able to escape your police officers for 2 or 3 or 5 or 7
Some
years.
people do it.
Yes, and you do not get to
people do
punish my ability to evade you. You do not get to punish my ability to evade you. Do you know why the price of the ticket for driving an unlicensed and uninsured vehicle should be so high?
It's actually $250, I think.
Do you know why it should be that? Because it is supposed to act as a deterrent.
Yeah.
So in 5 years, I should get so much of these little $250 ticket that you all don't care if I license this car or not. You follow me? But what you cannot do is penalize me for your inadequacy. You with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, good stuff.
Driver's license.
So the school, you want the school to go in 9 and come out 2? Probably you have to talk to me. Tell them you can call them back.
All right, thanks, eh?
Don't listen to them. I ain't listening to
1,
them.
3, or 5 years, okay.
Yeah, naturally. That's what it's always been.
Yeah.
1, 3, or what 5 years? No, you can get a driver's license for 1 year or 3
Let me
years.
see. What they saying now is 1 year,
Yeah.
3
Or
years.
3 years,
They're
yeah.
saying all 5 years.
Okay. Well, I know. I don't know that to be a case.
Yeah, I don't know
I
either,
don't know that
to be honest. I don't know, so I
Yeah.
couldn't say.
Would you like school to come out at 2 o'clock? And we remove the 1 hour lunch and just give the children 2 15-minute break?
So, what's the pros and the cons of that? I heard you trying to explain something earlier. I don't know if it makes
Well,
sense.
the pros
but-
and the cons is people that who come into work with no children don't have to be on the road, but people who trying to get their children to work
And
at
then
the
people
school.
who working which will have to take their lunch hours earlier.
Why?
To pick up the children from school.
Why, if I just say that we could do away with the 1 hour lunch, because that's obviously folly.
1 hour lunch too on the work job.
No, so you work 10 to 5.
Or,
And you don't pick your children up from school because you don't have no lunch hour. Because the lunch hour is folly. We know you ain't taking an hour. Why are we making these people lie? The children will be
I
home
don't
at 2.
know.
The children will be home
I
at
don't
2.
have to think about this, man.
Oh boy.
I don't think about it.
All right, you want to try another one?
I don't think about
How
it.
about we do top up licensing? So you could license your car for 1 year, or you could license your car for 6 months, and they'll give you an indication sticker. Bradley, you know, if you was in my cabinet, you used to last 1 day. I used to throw you in the cabinet the first
I
day.
don't want to be in the cabinet thinking like this.
I
to be
know, the
honest.
first day, from I appoint you,
This is
I used
ridiculous.
to disappoint you the very
Who wants
next
to
day.
license their car for these 6 months?
The people that can't afford to license it for 1 whole year, Bradley.
That don't make any sense. That's crazy.
Bradley, people use top-up cell phones all the time. In places like London, people use top-up electricity. In places like China, people use top-up electricity. What would be the difference between licensing your car for 6 months if you had the option to do it? You may want to buy a car that you want to sell. You may not want to license the car for a whole 1 year. That certainly would make transferring the title easier. This is why we need thinking people in the cabinet, y'all. Y'all
Like
don't
you.
know if we getting back in a minute. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us for the break. I'm Leland Miller. You're listening to us on channel 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224 on cable, channel 1121 Flow, and yes, ILTV Studios over there on Facebook. I'm not saying that for you if you're already here listening to me because you know our call sign. I'm saying that to you so that you could call your friends and tell your friends to just cut off the foolishness that they're listening to now, because there's a lot of foolishness out there to listen to. And they could come over here and they could listen to us over on Freedom March, where at least the goal is to inform, to educate, and sometimes, you know, we try to entertain. Yeah. I haven't opened up the phone lines, Bradley, but I do want to ask 2 more questions before I go. Right? You ready?
Yeah, but you haven't suggested anything as far as fixing the language barrier that seems to exist in the schools today. We understand that there's some students who can't speak
You have to
English.
tell the whisperer that they don't know what I have on my screen. So
They can't speak
you have
English.
to tell the whisperer that they don't know what
So
I have on my
how
screen.
do we correct this now?
Because my next point that I want to go to before I get to the school, to the phone lines is, I listened to the news on yesterday. Do you listen to World News?
Sometimes I do, sometimes.
I listened to BBC. They're still having an issue with immigrants, which, you know, the whole Brexit deal was about. I'm listening to Canada, who is having an issue with immigrants. Of course, those people that are coming to claim
Asylum?
asylum. Of course, you know, America is suggesting that they are having an immigrant crisis and say that the immigrants are leading their gangs and their narco trade, right? I'm listening to Turks and Caicos news last evening. They still see an uptick in immigration. And of course, here in the news, I see that there is a language issue going on in our schools.
Yeah, we have an immigration problem as well.
Stand by. Let me say this, because this is another social norm that I want Bahamians to adjust. Last week, Friday, when I met the circular board members of the FNA over at the BOC, which is our new meeting place, right? I might actually end up there this evening at some point. Do you know what I found, much to my astonishment? I met, what do I want to call them? A cadre of South Africans at that meeting spot. Do you know what I found fascinating? The average one of them spoke 3 languages. Do you know what is still daunting? The fact that all Bahamians assume that if you do not speak English, you are not speaking to them. And in a world where the world and its borders are shrinking, I actually wanted to read a piece. I'm going to get it tomorrow. It's called Tides of Humanity, that I read in college. So at least I learned that in college, because I still can't tell you what all I learned, right? And I will take that and I will bring that and I will read it on air, because it talks about things like this, right? With these invisible lines that are enforced by politicians who are grappling for relevance. And whether there is an immigration crisis or here or not,
There is. Big time.
that is not, there is also xenophobia here. That is not what is being reported in the numbers that I've seen. What I am saying, though, is if the teachers are reporting an on-the-ground situation to us, where they are contending that, yes, they are noticing that there's a language challenge, then we have to figure that out. Because if those children are being born here, right, then how come children born in an immersed culture cannot speak English? Were they bush babies? Are they in the bush? How is it? Because you know the easiest way to learn a language is by cultural immersion. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, or did they end up coming here?
So my question is, how are we getting these babies into the country?
It's a deeper problem.
And so, I think there are 2 things here. My 2 schools of thought are, 1, Bahamians need to broaden their horizon, because the world is becoming a global village, as they promised it would from about 1997. Consequently, I think that we have to expand, in my view, which is why my son is learning a 2nd language, and as soon as he gets that one, I will teach him a 3rd language, which is why I speak 2 languages, that we need to broaden our ability to be citizens of the globe. I do think, though, that if we can verify that there is, in fact, an uptick in illegal immigration, then I have every confidence in my mind that big, bad Chad Adams and the waist snatching brigade will take this into hand. I have no doubt in my mind that men and women get up every day and strap on their uniforms and they go out there to defend our borders. And, hold on, and I invite Bahamians.
They do?
I could tell you it. Relentlessly.
So why are we having this problem in schools?
Relentlessly.
Why is it that you have children who cannot speak
And I invite
one word in English
and I
end up in the schools?
Well, where is non-English speaking babies coming from?
That's a good question.
Okay, and so I invite Bahamians everywhere, right, to not cherry pick this issue, because I don't want to not fix it. I want to fix this issue, but I won't carry the Haitian, this Haitian, and your Haitian. See, because that is where it gets touchy for Bahamians, because you want me to deport every Haitian in the world.
No, don't do that. No, we're talking about illegal migration.
Y'all want me to deport every Haitian in the world.
We're talking about those who
except
come here
for
illegally.
your Haitian. And if you permit a Haitian to work for you that you do not have a work permit for, it doesn't matter that he has a work permit, because he's breaking the law, and we should deport him. And I'm asking Bahamians everywhere to not permit any Haitian or South African or Filipino or Mexican, or who else here, to function
Chinese.
outside of the laws that we have permitted. And as a matter of fact, don't even get me started with the Chinese, because you all have permitted the Chinese to vacuum out a section of the economy.
No, the government allow it.
To poison the inner city.
The government allow it by giving them license.
Man, and I see you all pick it outside one time.
The government allow it.
I see no Bahamian, all these patriotic people, because you know they're the most patriotic people in the world. They must have medals of gallantry. I see one set of patriotic Bahamians yet standing in front of one of these Chinese places to pick it. And they own the whole of East Street almost. Yet, you're all hot and bothered and fluffing yourself up like a rooster about children that are in a system that we could go and detect because we have the tentacles of the state. The fact that the children are in the school means they ain't lost. We can go look for them. I want you all to tell me how you all have allowed the Chinese to shut down Audley Camp, his cousin, his brother, and every other camp in the liquor business. You all allow the Chinese to just vacuum that section of the economy out.
It shouldn't.
And Bahamians
It shouldn't be, but it's happening.
And so I'm
and
saying
who's allowing
to you,
it? The government is allowing it.
and so I want all you, the whisperer, and the bunch of y'all, bunch of patriots, to please go and pick it property by property from down East Street. It should take you all the rest of the year to get it done.
Yeah, but the Chinese get a long bamboo stick, though.
Okay, well, you just make sure, my brother, he don't rest his bamboo on you. Let's go to the phone lines, all right? Because I want Bahamians to not be disingenuous, because he who comes to equity must do what?
Yeah, come on, clean hands.
Fantastic. So I want the Haitian, this Haitian, the Haitian, and more importantly, I want your Haitian to be on the repatriation exercise.
I don't know if that was the argument, you know. We're just trying to figure out how we're going to fix the language barrier.
Haitian, baby.
I understand they have some mechanisms in place.
Haitian, they say they're doing the buddy system. Haitian, baby, the only place I want a buddy is in battle or on a dive. I need nobody, so I don't recommend that for children. Don't give children that kind of responsibility. But I'm telling you, Haitian, baby, come from Haitian mommy. So all we need to do is hold the baby, tell the mommy pick it up. This ain't hard to fix. But I want you all to
we're trying to fix the language barrier.
The best way to take the language barrier is to move the language speaker.
Either the teacher or the student how to speak English.
The fact that this immersed baby,
Creole.
Bradley, if we can fix the problem, let's fix the problem. If we can lollygag and scrimshank, then let's figure that out at some point. What I'm saying to you is, if in fact you are telling me that there are children enrolled in the school that can't speak English, my immediate question to you would be, then where are they living? Because immersion is the easiest way to adopt a tongue. So where do these Haitian-speaking children live?
You learn on
Creole.
the streets.
This is my point. So unless there is a plan bringing Haitian babies, something about this story
There's a plane coming here, what, 3 times a week?
It bringing Haitian baby?
Loaded with Haitians?
It bringing Haitian baby?
I don't know.
Okay. And if the Haitian woman come pregnant and the baby born in Princess Margaret, that would make the baby, by the Constitution, entitled in 18 years to be registered as a Bahamian. But it would also immerse the baby in an English-speaking culture, which would naturally make his primary tongue English.
Yeah.
So where these bunch of Creole-speaking baby come from?
We got a deeper problem. That's all that means.
It sounds like fear-mongering and demagoguery to me.
No, it's
It sounds like fear-mongering and demagoguery to me. And I invite you all to stop it. And don't make me call it people hating, because I'm anti-people hate. It sounds like
I don't think that's what it is.
I'm anti-people hate. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, a pleasant good afternoon, Mr. Miller and Spiritual. How you all doing?
Anton and the cell phone jammer. Welcome.
Yeah, well, you know, I got chatted up with today. But anyway, good afternoon to the nation. Look, Spiritual.
Yes, what's happening, Anton?
Let me ask you a question.
Why you lie about the hotel in Freeport, Anton?
What do we do?
Lie about the whole ordeal.
Who's we?
The PLP. What's the state of affairs with our local hotel?
Who in the PLP you saying lied?
I mean, we thought they sealed the deal.
But who you saying lied?
I'm asking
Michael
you.
Bentard say you're lying.
I'm asking you.
Listen,
Has the deal been signed? Anton,
the Prime Minister already spoke to this matter. He made it very clear that a body, the hotel corporation board, right, which is a separate entity, is the entity who would be conducting the affairs of receiving any funds as it relates to the sale of the Aulakaya on Grand Bahama. And once they would have conducted their affairs and they release the information to central government as they are required, everything will be tabled in Parliament. That's a done deal.
So there's a deal.
That's a done deal. The Prime Minister has already announced all of that in the public domain. Eyewitness News is there and carried the report live. All of the media channels carry the report live. There's a done deal. Now, as it relates to the Aulukayan, the former disgraced Hubert Minnis-led FNM, which the leader of the opposition was a prominent part of that cabinet, put that noose, that financial and economic noose.
Anton, I can't let you tell that lie now.
What's the lie?
Mike, I don't recall Michael Bentard being a prominent member.
He was a prominent member, sir. He was a substantive cabinet minister, which made him a prominent member.
Okay.
With voting rights, full voting rights in the cabinet.
So ministers
full
of state have full
responsibility.
voting rights. Okay, go ahead.
So he was therefore a prominent member of the cabinet.
Oh boy.
He may have had to fight and claw his way into the cabinet.
Oh boy.
But once there, he was a prominent member.
Oh boy.
And they all failed the Bahamian people when they put that financial noose around our necks with no way to get out from underneath it. No way. They left office with that noose around the Bahamian people's neck. And they did the very same thing with the airport. They did the same thing with Grand Bahama for the last 35 years of their administration. 35 years. And they extended this Hawksville Creek deal, which further puts a noose around the necks of the Bahamian people. And so the FNM should be the last people to have anything to say as it relates to Grand Bahama. Because right now what is happening on Grand Bahama is the best Grand Bahama has seen in about 35 to 40 years.
So we agree there, Anton, that the FNM has no moral high ground in Grand Bahama. But the FNM alone, and by FNM I mean the people that sat in that cabinet format, they won't be the only people voting. As a matter of fact, very few of them, if any at all, will be voting in Grand Bahama. Are you suggesting to me that what the Progressive Liberal Party is doing is sufficient to cause there to be, I guess, some level of appreciation on behalf of the people of Grand Bahama to deliver for the Progressive Liberal Party as a consequence of the Progressive Liberal Party having delivered in Grand Bahama? I give you 1 minute to answer that.
The Progressive Liberal Party has poured tens of millions of dollars into Grand Bahama, into projects from the government side of the equation. Hundreds of millions of dollars has went into East Grand Bahama with the Celebration Key, which is having a massive positive economic impact on the entire Grand Bahama.
Yeah,
Jobs,
but
thousands
Anton,
of jobs.
to say that the government poured money in, these Bahamian man, them pouring money on their sweetheart, that don't benefit anybody, or there's no real tangible way to measure the success of that. I'm saying, hold on. What is in the newspaper today is that the Resorts World property at the Bimini, is having a bit of an uphill challenge. Did you see that in the news today?
No, I didn't.
But as someone that frequents Bimini, I could tell you, I've read that article and I've been to Bimini, and from being on the ground, the Bimini economy looks pretty solid to me, and I have deduced that it is in large part due to the injection by the Resorts World. Now, Resorts World...
Another doing by APLP administration.
Yeah, but the Resorts World has been there about 15 years now, right, Anton?
Another doing by the Christie administration.
Sure, and so now maybe the brand might have just lost its sizzle. But what is truth may not always be fact, Anton, and what is true may not always be seen, Anton. You follow me? So yeah, you say the PLP has poured money into Grand Bahama. No one can refute that as a fact, right? But what is the perception? Or what is the on the ground reality of the people in Grand Bahama that will stand in the elements?
Let me put it to you this way,
and go to
Mr.
Market
Miller.
X.
Let me put it to you this way. The Chamber of Commerce on Grand Bahama, which is responsible for leading the charge for resolving issues and promoting the growth of businesses on Grand Bahama as their private entity, has praised the Davis administration for the work that it is doing on Grand Bahama, breathing life into Grand Bahama for the first time in decades. They have praised the Davis administration, Mr. Miller, and Spiritual. That's not a testament for who live on Grand Bahama, operating businesses on Grand Bahama, then I don't know what is.
All right, Anton.
Thank you so much, eh?
Anton.
So, Miller, I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
As it relates to immigration in our country. Spiritual.
We have a problem, Anton.
What is the problem that we have?
Too much illegal.
The problem is the people say that the children in the school can't speak no English. But hey, Anton, I want to tell you this while I letting you go, right? But that's not an issue because our English-speaking woman just go to the Spanish-speaking doctor and he just put their nipple on upside down. But praise the Lord, if they listen to Freedom March here, they're able to now say that my nipple is on upside down and the Spanish-speaking doctor could fix it. See that, Anton? There's a little bit of a win in this for everybody, eh? Fantastic stuff. Let's go to the next call. Hello, caller. You know how to say my nipple on upside down?
Hello?
Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes. You shouldn't allow people to talk so much and give other people chance.
Go ahead.
To call in.
Go ahead. I want you to go.
Apparently, what college did you go to?
I went to the Bahamas Baptist Community College.
Because you really don't make sense.
Diarrhea fall on you in this moment. And in all this rain, may fecal matter drain until it fills your shoe. And may you only have one pair of shoe because all of your other shoe wet up because it was raining. That is my prayer.
That's not nice. Anyhow, let's take another call.
So, I blow my whistle. None of that in here. And I went to the prestigious Bahamas Baptist College under the auspices of Dr. Teresa Smith. Teresa Hadley Smith.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Yeah. You can get away with that around here.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Special Advisor. Good afternoon, Mr. Miller.
Hey.
Yes,
Good afternoon, Bahamas. Mr. Miller, you do not blow a whistle, man.
Listen, Brave Davis tell me that if things look out of hand, I blow my whistle and immediately I feel safer. I don't look safer to you?
Okay. Miller, I come to deal with that school thing, man, but you all knocked me off an immigration one.
Go ahead.
let me deal with the school one. Mr. Miller. You know who started that thing up, that uniform thing up? The Black Panther Party.
Really?
They do that because the other country, you must put on the other color, you will get doing. And you know why they shoot that? Not Huey, the man before Huey. You know what he start? He start the lunch program. He start the safety in the area. He start the swimming club. Man, listen, and that's the time when he's teaching these things.
Yeah.
Black people was a monkey.
Wow.
So you know that couldn't be going on like that. They allegedly now, in case if anybody listen, allegedly they shot him in his sleep.
Wow.
They broke in his house and they shot before UV take over. That's what these people joining party now. They're killing one another for foolishness. That man make the free lunch. You know where that free lunch come from? That come from him. When he learned the children how to swim, he make sure everybody's safe in that area. And they start to carry. They're the first one start to carry cameras to watch the policemen when they shoot people. That's what they was doing.
Okay.
So all them things, the uniform come in, that is unify the whole system. Now, Mr. Miller, we'll go to this immigration. I wasn't touching this. That's what I come to do. But let me touch this immigration before I go. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Hey, two parties can't solve one simple problem.
Yeah. And according to them, these people in the bush.
Two parties?
What you mean you can't find people who in the bush?
It's not a simple
And you
problem.
all got $17 million worth of drone. Just take the $17 million worth of drone and fly them over the bush.
No, I didn't say that. I take that back. Mr. Miller.
Hey.
Stick to the Constitution. Try the boy, our old boy, Monka. Monka had a Constitution there. And Miller, use a soldier, use a policeman. Remember when they assassinated Malcolm X? You know what they say? What's that in his pocket? And then everybody started looking around. Use a soldier. If you was a sniper in the grass, right? And a big king cobra, and you done got your position, and that cobra crawling over you, you don't move. So when you talking all these different things, and we got immigration problem, I wonder if you think Bahamians are stupid. And I didn't say that. The white man said. I go on.
Thank you very much. And if I see snake in the bush, I will let you know. I finish with them type of things, man. Snake, I ain't got no time for no snake. Let's take another phone call. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. I'm gonna say hello to my friend Red. She's still out there listening today. I have to say special shout out to Ali and Alan Connect. You see how I look?
Yeah.
I have to say a special. You say I look good?
No, I say today's Wednesday.
Oh, I thought you said I look good. I born looking good.
Yeah.
And of course, my friends over at the Kingsman Collection. You should go and become one of the Kingsmen. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir. You all doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
One thing with the immigration problem, Bahama started on a treaty. So was all the other people who were involved on treaties, all the other nations. But if you in America, you can't get none of them schools unless you have Social Security number.
Right.
So how these immigrants, and they stick to their policy. So why you can't stick to our policy?
But all I'm saying is Haitian baby come from Haitian mommy. You agree?
I agree.
So if you know where the Haitian baby is, what you mean you can't find the Haitian mommy?
But that ain't what I agree with that. I agree with that, but we need to stick to our policy.
No, I agree.
If you don't have your documents, you can't enter the school.
Well, you know, there are some international rules, etc., etc.
Yeah,
Status shouldn't block a child from education.
Yeah.
I'm saying if deportation is your mandate, though, right? Once I locate the baby, right? I have to locate the mummy. Rodney used to say this thing that if you kill the pussy, the kittens will die. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, you got the kittens. Who you think coming to look for them?
The
pussy.
Yeah.
Naturally. And whenever she comes, my brother, you snatch her and you don't let her go.
Right, that's what we need to get a grip on.
I see that, and I fixed the immigration problem in one phone call. Thank you, caller. Let's see if we can squeeze one more in. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, I had to call Alan Johnson after nobody you, but if you don't tell the truth, then it becomes a lie.
Not one thing Anton said about Grand Bahama is true. There's not thousands of people hired at the celebration key. There is no tens of millions spent in the East Grand Bahama. There is the program. There's not one thing. I said a picture. And I'm saying to you, right? There's nothing. That one thing he said was actually correct. And so the sale of the hotel cannot happen without the consent of the government. And so they would know if any monies has been changed. Right? They don't become an autonomous organization, just like BPL or anything else can't sell any assets. And so this whole smoke and mirrors concerning, answer the question, was money given for this hotel or not? And the deadline that has happened for it, and it's the same thing for the airport.
The jingle means I gotta go, see Alan. The jingle means I gotta go, not because I owe the show.
Call some more.
I can give you 2 more hours of show if you all mess with me. I have my whistle here, and crazy woman, diarrhea fine you, but until tomorrow, we'll be back.
If it's the Lord's will.